Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and welcome to the Ultimate Arm Wrestler 2 press conference, and I have got 4 studs sat at either side of me. I've got the returning rough, Chris Waters, Preston Panthers' very own lightweight pocket rocket. To the right, his match will be 19 times British champion Ted the Elf Wilson, returning after major spinal surgery. Also to the right, we've got the Essex boy himself, the Starlight, Jake Sterling, hoping to take out the returning other brother of the table, Smooth Paul Waters. This promises to be 2 extremely epic matches of the highest level. All the guys are tried and tested across the UK and Ireland, ready to put it on the line tonight at 18:30 UK time on the very table over there at armgods.com. Without further ado, let me just introduce the first guy I'm going to speak to. Put it out in your hand, son. Don't tickle the beard with it. I've got to put it in my mouth later. We've got rough Chris Waters. Chris, may I say, mate, you're looking fit and as stout as a trout. How are we feeling?
Very good, Paul. Very good, feeling good. Thanks for the opportunity for the match. And like I said before, he will get it tonight.
What? Get what though, Chris?
On that table, he'll have it.
Well, I didn't mean anything else. I mean, does it matter if it's a top roll, a hook, or a press? You're known for your side pressure, Chris. I mean, you've got one of the most immense side pressure hits out there on the market. I mean, how do you beat Ted Wilson?
It's very hard. He's very, very tricky arm wrestler. Very good with technical range. Very good. But if he makes a mistake, I'll pick it out and I'll slam him to the pad.
Well, Chris, I mean, it's very few times I have seen you in my career when you look as menacing as you do. I know you've took a little bit of a break off the table, one finger or another, just like your brother. I mean, just want to say, to have 2 brothers on this table at the side of me there, it must be a very proud moment for yourselves. And it makes me very happy to see you both here. But Chris, there's only one other time I've ever seen you look in this mean and you become a British champion for the 3rd time. Is Ted Wilson getting it, really getting it?
Well, that's the plan. That's the plan. I haven't come here just to get lay down. Come to beat him.
Well, I'm going to pass this mic over to Ted the Elf Wilson. Ted, you've heard what Chris Waters has got to say. You're a 19-time British champion. You know, you fought for the Arm Gods Commonwealth belt in Canada at Valhalla, narrowly being pipped by Matt Smith.
Yeah.
Does Chris Waters pose you an issue?
Like he said, if I cock up, if I screw up in areas, then he can. If he finds his spot, it's going to be a tough match for me. His side pressure is tricky to get round, and yeah, he's sounding fierce today, so it should be a fun match. And like I say, my first kind of match back after my back operation, I'm not as fast. I don't feel as versatile. I'm going to have to be quite static and try and gain everything I can on the setups today. So I think it could be a fun match. This could be interesting. I don't know which way it's going to go, but it's my first match back. I'm going to give it a good go.
We all know that you should have been facing Jordan Champ. Unfortunately, Jordan had transport issues. He ended up in the back of the police van last night.
Is that anything to do with you, Paul?
It's nothing to do with me, everything to do with Marcus Thompson, unfortunately. He was drug muling for Marcus. I'm only joking, guys.
Yeah, of course you are.
Yeah. No, but listen, on a serious note, you know, if someone pulls out, a champion always steps in. Someone with a champion at heart, someone with a champion mind, and someone who is a tried and tested killer. And that is Chris Waters. I mean, this guy, he's a multiple-time national champion. Yeah, he doesn't have the muscles from Brussels. He doesn't have that massive stature that many of the other guys have. But what he does have is unbelievable joint strength, unbelievable speed, and an undesirable and a desire to win.
Yeah, he never backs down of a match. He never backs down of a comp. You know, like I say, one thing with Chris is he's consistent. Even if he's not competing, he'll be pulling.
So how'd you beat him, Ted? How'd you put him on that pad today?
I've just got to get in his hand on the setups, get in his head a little bit, work with the refs, get the positions that I need, and just make sure he doesn't get that cup, doesn't get that side pressure on, doesn't get any joint strength on it, and try and get it to the pad.
And Chris, can he do all that, or is he just talking bullshit?
We'll see on the table.
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think we'll leave that one there because Chris Waters is looking mean and nasty, and I'm scared of him. I'll tell you that now, guys. I'm genuinely... Can you feel me shaking under that table, Paul?
Like a shitting dog.
Oh, you better believe it. So, Jake, we're going to bring you here, son. Here, put that next to your gobble. Listen, you've been making waves all over the UK. 95-kilo wrecking machine, the new kid on the block. You name it, everyone's been saying it. Otto's been hitting me phone up. Paul, you've got to give Jake a chance. He's the new guy. He's the man. He can beat Josh Davis. He can beat Greg Foster. He can beat Ruben Hughes. He's been blowing your trumpet like no other. Jake, are you as good as everyone's saying you are?
Well, I think it was a show on today, I think. Everyone watching this here today, I make my mark and took my foot in the door. I'll show Paul as well what I can do. So.
I've been watching you closely. I've seen you pulling at the other events and stuff like that, and you're impressive. You're an impressive specimen. But let me tell you now, you're pulling an extremely impressive man. 10 years hiatus out of the sport means nothing to this guy. He's got heart of a lion. He's got the courage, and he's got a big brain. I mean, have you seen any of his old stuff?
I've not seen any of his stuff, to be honest. I've not seen it. I've heard things about it, but I've never seen it. It's just a shame that his first match is back against me. So.
What are we saying about that, Paul?
I feel good about it. You know, I don't, like I said, I don't know Jake. Jake doesn't know me. Perhaps that's a good thing. Perhaps it's not. I'm trained hard. I'm ready. I'm ready now. So we'll see. Table time will tell a tale, won't it?
You took a 10-year break, Paul. 10-year break from the sport. When you was 18 years old, you won your first national title at 80 kilos, I believe. Yeah, we've seen you rise on and rise on. And to the point of, like, you was the best prospect in the UK for a long time. Unfortunately, you took a break. You're back. You've took nothing but difficult matches. You've took Ruben Hughes on, you've took Curtis Reynolds on, and these were belt holders at the time. You said to me, Paul, I've not won a match yet. I plan on winning this one. You know, you're back for good now. Is that right?
That's right, yeah. I've changed all my training. I'm training hard every week, just like everybody else. You know, I'm ready. It takes time when you've had such a long time out. You know what I mean? But I'm ready. Feel ready.
So we are old school technicians. We come from a different era of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
And, you know, we see all these new kids come back. You know, guys like Jake and all these others we've just mentioned. You know, have you had to change your style at all to blend in? Is there anything you've done special to meet this new era of arm wrestling?
Yeah, I've pretty much changed everything and started out as a new arm wrestler, if you will, in a new style of training. Because the old way just doesn't work anymore. I tried that with Murray Whitehead at Wolverhampton, and that was a no-go. You know, you have to change. Times change, people change. You know.
And Jake, you come from a professional rugby background. You know, you're a sportsman. I mean, fair enough, it was rugby union, not rugby league. You didn't play the man's game. You played the what we consider in the north the city game. Yeah. But you're still a professional sportsman. Yeah. Have you carried the professionalism from the rugby over to the arm wrestling?
Well, I'm saying it's a combat sport, and since leaving that, I left on injury from the sport. And then there was a gap to be filled.
Can I just stop you there, mate? You know, you say you're injured. Well, did the magic sponge not work then? No.
No. When I came back, I had nothing to do, and I found arm wrestling in my local gym. It went from there, and since then I've been training like a workhorse, playing catch up, as you will. But I think I've done pretty well at catching up, and I think it's time for me to showcase on a main stage like this. So. Well,
you're here on this main stage. Win, lose or draw, like I've promised all of you, you all will be back no matter what. Ultimate Arm Wrestler is for everyone, novice to the aspiring champion to the champion superstars. We will see internationals, we will see national champions grace this very stage. But for this week, This is your time to shine, guys. And I must admit, I am definitely looking forward to it. I mean, Chris Waters, rough Chris Waters, and Paul are two guys from Preston Panthers, two absolute studs who've been around for a long time. 19 times British champion Ted the Elf Wilson. Has his back been affected? He's been mauled with injury for years upon years. But is his career done? We're going to find out in the next couple of hours. Can Paul Waters come and match the young guns of the sport like you, Jake? Will it happen? Can an old school guy mix it in to the new world of arm wrestling, or can the young Jake Sterling take out an old four? This is what excites me, ladies and gentlemen. And at 18:30 UK time tonight on armgods.com, you are about to find out. Ted Elf Wilson, Chris Waters, stand in front and give us a pause down, please. Face each other. Face the cameras. Ladies and gentlemen at home, who've you got your pick? Because at 18:30 tonight, you're going to find out. Thank you, gentlemen. Paul Waters, Jake Sterling, face each other, please. $95-kilo match. Paul Waters, Jake Sterling from Essex, Paul Waters from Preston Panthers. Face the front. We are going to find out who is going to be the man of the moment. Join us in just under 1 hour and a half before we see the winners of these matches. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the God's Ultimate Arm Wrestling Press Conference 2. The link is in the description now. Click it. Do not miss it. And then, of course, after that, we go live for a bit of fun and a bit of banter in the back room for the after show. And with these guys then can talk about what happened, what went right, what went wrong, and who they want next. Can't wait to see you there, guys. Oh.